So preliminary results, again, we are doing a longitudinal study, but we do have results from spring and summer that we're still continually processing and working with. I wouldn't say this is a challenge that very first reintroducing and reminding students. I wouldn't actually classify that as a challenge, but just a realistic expectation for all of you is that you will need to reintroduce Yellowdig and go through, remind them how the point system works, what the expectation is, how they earn points. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. And I still remind them, even in week 10 now, I remind them as well. Challenges that we have faced that students have mentioned to us are the sort of the connection or the tension between gamification and authenticity, which I'll talk about in a second. And we have noted some generational differences as well. And these were the ones and the twos that you saw on the previous graphs. So in terms of reminding students, just remember I just had to remind myself at the top of every class in my face-to-face classes, I had to go through this. I would do the same in a hybrid course. And I would just remind them that what you see on your left-hand side would be on the right-hand side of their Yellowdig. And they can click where it says how to earn points, and it reminds them, oh, I get this many points for a new post, and it's this many words. It will tell them if I comment on somebody else's, I earn this many points, and it has to be this many words. So they have all that information, and they can also very quickly click and find out where they are in terms of the course, what their course grade is at that time within Yellowdig. This happens to be my screen, so you can see this week we're in week 10, so I have a maximum of 10,039 points for this week. And since I'm doing this presentation, I'm not out there the way I should be, but I have a number of points that I can earn this week. On the right hand of your screen, I wanted you to also see this. This is actually a snapshot of the upper right agenda when the students walk into my face-to-face classroom. So I created it in Canva, but a lot of people do it in PowerPoint. They come in the room, they see my plan on the left-hand side, and in the upper right-hand corner, they see what's due. And what I've been doing is making sure Yellowdig is always a part of that. So they see it as an integral part of the course and something they need to be doing all the time, not just at the end of the week. So I mentioned authenticity and gamification. There is a little bit of a tension there. So students did make some comments in the surveys. They said discussions weren't genuine. One thing I would change is the points and the time of participation. Sometimes I felt rushed. I wish we could just post when we needed and didn't need a certain amount of words. So they felt the need to sort of fill in extra words. My only gripe with it was that at times it needed to make a post or comments that didn't necessarily benefit me and see forced. Okay, so they're trying to hit that point mark, and maybe not. Maybe it's not exactly extending their learning, right? And the last one, I feel if the point requirements for each week was lower, there would be much more quality in posts and comments rather than just typing to reach the point maximum. I'd love to do a study on that last one because I don't know without the carrot, I'm not sure if they would just do it out of the bottom of their hearts. So there is that tension there between authenticity and gamification. The one statistical difference that we've seen so far in the study is that there are generational differences. So if we look at Generation Z, the younger students, Y, the millennial students, and X, old fogies like me, there are some generational differences out there. This is from a student who fits within the Y demographic. And you can see, I won't read all of this, but he definitely is trying to game the system a little bit. And he says, I feel like just coming in here and typing potato about 250 times to reach the post. And that's not really what the tool should be doing. It feels like forced engagement. So he actually did do that. So here's this post where he went ahead and typed potato 250 times or whatever it happens to be. And then you can see at the bottom, he said, see, it worked. I got credit for this. And well, right away, of course, my research partner and his instructor for the course flagged this as off topic, which anybody in the community can do. And then it became a teachable moment. Yeah, you can do these things, but someone's going to catch you and you're going to eventually lose the points for this. So no, you cannot game the system. Interesting. This is actually the gentleman in red, and you might have seen this earlier in Jamie's portion of the presentation too. This is I shouldn't call him the potato student, but the gentleman who posted the potato comment. And you can see that he had at one point in the course only the instructor reaching out to him, right? And then he's sort of out here, he's not connecting at all to the other students because he doesn't see the value. He hasn't experienced the value of community at this point. And on the left-hand side, you can see there are a couple others who are in that same sort of boat where they probably posted their introductions at this point, but didn't do much more. And as we look at it, it provides a really great opportunity then for instructors to get involved, because I can see, oh, this student needs some intervention. Okay. And then you can see that right away, the two on the left-hand side are now getting involved. But the student is still a little resistant. People are reaching out to him, but he's not engaged